Now when buying the aquarium, try and make the aquarium as long and as wide as possible to increase the surface area of the water. Try not to purchase tall, thin aquariums with small surface area, because the amount of surface area the aquarium will have directly relates to the amount of fish you can have in the aquarium. So many times people will buy an aquarium from the store and it either wasn't quite what they were after, or it doesn't look quite as big once it settles into the home. So make sure you buy the tank as big as possible. Also try to have your filtration as big as possible, because in general larger filters are more versatile and they can handle a larger bio load, which is the amount of stock in the aquarium. So large filters and large aquariums generally reach a lot less regret. Though the standard models of aquarium sizes and colours tend to be cheaper, don't forget that an aquarium is a long-term investment, so don't be afraid to get a custom aquarium. Though they're a little bit more expensive, it's really important to get something that suits your home style and purpose. Make sure you put a lot of thought into the positioning of your aquarium. You want to try and keep it away from any major thoroughfares, like hallways are not the best idea, away from slamming doors, and definitely direct sunlight. Try to keep the aquarium away from direct sunlight, because that's going to encourage algae problems and possibly temperature problems. A corner like this is absolutely perfect. Make sure under any aquarium that you always have polystyrofoam. Now what this does is take up any irregularities in your stand. No matter how flat you think your stand is, make sure you have the polystyrofoam. Now this filter is run off an overflow principle. So what happens is you've got the filter down the bottom, it blows water up via a pump into the top of the aquarium, which overflows the aquarium via a hole, which returns the water down into the filter again. Now there's various different ways to take the water from the aquarium down into the sump. There are overflow chambers that people make in the corner of the aquarium. I think that the least obvious is just simply a hole in the back of the aquarium. If you want the water level relatively low, you'll put the hole down lower, remembering that if you're pumping a lot of water up, you'll need to make sure that this hole is low enough to accept the amount of water which is outputted by the pump. It really is important to have good filtration on your aquarium and understand how this filtration works. There's heaps of different filtration available, everything from internal box filters, under gravel filters, internal canister filters, hang-on filters, external canister filters, trickle filters, and other types of sump filters. A lot of them are very effective. The most important thing is to have filters which are big enough for the capacity that you need, and to make sure that you understand how to use them properly. It's really important that you're happy with the position of the aquarium, because now we're going to fill it with gravel, decorations and water, and there's no way you'll be able to move it once it's completed. So now it's time to fill up the tank. You'll be surprised how long it takes to fill up a big aquarium like this one. In general, the higher the aquarium, the more light the aquarium will require. As an absolute minimum, we do suggest an 18-inch high tank that we have one row of fluorescent tubes. A 2-foot high tank will have 2 rows of fluorescent tubes. If you do wish to grow plants in the aquarium, we do suggest to double that amount of lighting, and if you do want to take the plants seriously, you might even want to consider metal halide lighting. Okay, now you've got your hood on your aquarium and you've finished your initial setup. You've got plenty of aeration, your filtration's going, you've got your heaters on and you're waiting for them to get up to 25 degrees on your thermometer. Next is to check the pH and make sure the pH is adequate for your fish. We tend to encourage at least a double dose of water ager to make sure there's no chlorine in the water. So your temperature's right, your pH is right. We've added plenty of water ager, add some salt. Tend to use about 1 teaspoon per 5 litres, and there's plenty of good brands available. Follow the recommendations, then you're ready to get your fish.